Hello everyone, I'm Shanti. So today I'm going to discuss my analysis on Human Freedom Index using Excel. So these are the content I'd like to discuss about. And coming to the introduction, freedom plays a significant role in the identity of an individual or society. The word freedom made me curious to dig in the insights from this dataset, and the whole purpose is to get the overall how the overall freedom is in the world or how does it vary from country to country. In coming to the dataset collection collected from Cato Institute, this Cato Institute is a public research organization and a non-profit organization. It's a kind of educational research center where it concentrates on individual liberty and limited government and free markets. This dataset contains the data from 2008 to 16 of different countries and regions that affect the freedom of human beings through social and economical factors, and it contains 1456 rows and 124 columns. The data cleaning, as these are 124 columns, I just only took the columns which is required for my analysis, that is only 42 columns, and the rest of the columns I have removed. And coming to the missing cells, I have replaced all the missing cells by not available entry, so that I didn't feel like imputing the values through mean, mode, or median, because I don't want any approximate or error values in it, so I just kept with the not available entries. With the data analysis, these are my goals I'm going through, and I will discuss the insights that I extracted through this process. Insights about women's safety. Index of India in women's safety is 6.66 and women's missing is 5. Women's safety is above average, that is kind of good, and the women's missing is average of 5. I calculated this using VLOOKUP function, which I show in my Excel file. So yeah, this is my data dictionary where the PFFS is women's security, and we'll be going through this attribute like religious harassment. Where it is, yeah, harassment and physical hostilities. This is the data dictionary, and my clean data is this, where I have replaced the missing values with n by a, and my columns are only 42. Coming to the index of yeah. So this is the VLOOKUP function I have used. So where I've set the lookup value and the range, and so instead of the column number, I have given the match function. Because I have 42 columns, it is tough to count my column number, so I've given the match function, which gives me the column number. So we can enter any country we need. So for now it is Sweden, and those values are 10 and 10, safety index and missing index. So I'll give India here. So yeah, values are this. Yeah, come to the next thing. The minimum index of women missing cases is 0. That is really good, because some of the other countries is with index 0 according to the data set. And the average of women missing cases and women security for each year in the data set is, so this is the pivot chart for average of women missing cases and women security for each year. So when we observe here, the dark green columns are average of women missing, and light green one are women safety and security. So the women missing cases for each year are varying, like they are increasing and decreasing, but the women missing, like women security, is decreasing from 2009 to 2016. That is really bad, because it's decreasing as for every year it is decreasing, for except 2008 and 9 it remained constant, but after that it's getting reduced. So coming to this, the average index of religious harassment is 8.78. That's really huge. And this is from 2008 to 2016. The whole average is 8.78. The range of index of disappearance is 3.8. The range gives the spread of the data, that is the maximum and minimum of the disappearances, that is 3.8. Let's go to the Excel file. Yes, so the minimum number of missing cases is 0. I just have the ranges here in the minimum function. And for the average, I did the same thing. I have given the column ranges that it needs the average for. And for range, I have calculated the difference between the maximum and minimum. So this is the pivot chart for standard deviation of human freedom and economic freedom score in every year from 2008 to 16. And well, we observe here the standard deviation is, it varies from 0.9 to 1.07. So that's really not that much difference from the average. So it varies from 2008 to 16. It is almost increasing from 2009 to 15. So through this, we can predict what would be the 2017's human freedom score, like how much does it have the variation. We could predict this using standard deviation. Coming to the count of countries and human freedom quartile in every region. The human freedom quartile divides the dataset into 4 categories according to the human freedom ranks, like it's of total 162 countries, and therefore there will be 162 ranks, and it would divide the quartiles into 4 sets, where the top set is of top 40 ranks, the countries with top 42 or 40 ranks. So this contains the regions and the quartiles like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it divides the countries according to weight. And this data set is of only 2016, where I customized it in the pivot chart. I'll show it in the Excel file. And while we look at this, in Western Europe, there are 18 countries which are in the top 40 ranks. That's really good because the whole 18 countries are in the top quartile. And the next thing is North America and Eastern Europe. And by looking sub-Saharan Africa, we have 18 countries which are in the last quartile, that is from 120 to 160 ranks. So through this, we can just analyze which regions have the most countries in the top or low quartile thing. So yeah, I've got the Excel file. So yeah, I took filter as 2016. So we just get the data for 2016, and if we can customize it if you want for any other year, like you can select for 2012. Okay, and we get the data for 2012. So going to the next slide. Coming to the average of human freedom index score. These are the years, like from 2008 to 16, what is the average human freedom score is. Unfortunately, the result is decreasing from 2009 to 16. So, and finally, the descriptive statistics on human freedom score is this thing. And the minimum human freedom score is 3.7. The maximum is 9.12. The minimum is really very low. And what's the mean? So average is 6.99, which is almost 7. That's really good. And the standard deviation is 1.02. That's really kind of average average variance between the data. And coming to the conclusion, the Human Freedom Index and human security kept reducing each year from 2009 to 16, and the religious harassment is really high according to my analysis in the data set. Like concentrated only few topics, but the analysis like human security and human freedom index score, religious harassment. So that's my analysis and insights on the human freedom index. Thank you.